Lord. What's your rod?
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. I am so nervous. Without a doubt, the biggest tournament of my life. Wow. Another 2 pounder. I guess I just hit the right patch of grass, and that's really good. It's completely high tide now. Today was terrible. Terrible. I'm running low on tackle, and there's not a tackle shop within an hour from this place. This is where I'm gonna start tomorrow morning, no matter what. Where at in the tide did I get bit? So my whole purpose of this was I wanted to make sure that I was at the right place at the right time. I have a lot going through my mind. This is a biggest tournament I've ever fished. If you ever want to see where you are as an angler, you should probably come fish one of these things and see how you stack up against the pros. That's what's going to happen to me.
All right, official time 6:23. 6:23. Still got a handful of boats that have not been through boat check. If you have not been through, please do so at this time.
Zip. Got you 10 zip. Boat number 108. Got you 108. Boat number 109.
Didn't even know he had it. He ate it and swam into a grass clump. My first Toyota Series fish. I didn't even tell you this is my first ever Toyota Series.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You have more experience in a fishing Toyota Series than I do. He pulled the rod out of mine and he ate it so hard. Holy smokes, I don't think that's ever happened to me before.
That's awesome.
Jesus Christ. God dang. I had braid on that, 'cause I didn't know the way he was coming out of that. Damn, that's crazy. It's almost impossible to pick it up without. Crazy. Rod tripping all over everything. You gonna be 12? Ain't much. I'm happy to have them.
It ain't gonna take much to get a check.
Yeah, I'm thinking 14 pounds a day. 13, what do you think?
Yeah. I was gonna say 12 or 13.
Well, even if it's 12, I only got 5.8 pounds. We got a long ways to go.
We got.
Get in the boat. Yes, sir. It's kind of where
Choked it too.
Huh?
Choked it too.
Yep, that's how you know you're throwing the right color. One more. Get in the boat. Get in the boat. Whew. That's number 5. What's that?
That's another good one.
That boat flip out didn't happen. I got 5 fish. He's taking pictures. I got 5 fish. Like 20 pounds or something. When the tide drops out like it about is, they would pull out to this point, right on the edge of this grass line here. That's what I want to try. Try to hit. what I just said. I just said. Get off this point on low tide. This way. Just said they're gonna be on this point on low tide. Whew, that's gonna cold one.
Yeah, that definitely looks like a little.
Thank you, Lord. It's gonna cold number 3. 12 pounds 4 ounces. That's what I weighed in on day 1 of this thing. Man, there's just so much to get into. I don't know if I want to get into it all right now, but I will say this. I was so anxious this morning. I was so anxious and so nervous. I had a little bit of anxiety. I couldn't even tie my boat off at the ramp. I had to tie a knot 5 different times because I couldn't get it right. I was so anxious this morning at the boat ramp. I couldn't even, like, when I was, docking my boat, after taking it off the trailer. Very, very anxious. It took me a long time to settle down this morning. About tripped out of the boat. Got trolling motor issues. My handle snapped again. That's the second time that's happened this year. It snapped this time, and I almost fell backwards and tripped out of the boat. I almost lost a rod. I set the hook on a buzzbait fish, and I don't know if my hands were slippery or what, but that almost went in the water. But I still landed the fish somehow. That was crazy. And then when I got the fish up, the hook was buried, and it got through the cartilage and everything, so it wasn't coming off. So luckily, I got the rod back and was able to land that fish. I caught 6 keepers really quickly. I cold one time, and then after that, nothing. So I did not get bit after 9:30, something like that. I left my main stuff, first thing after about 9:30. I left it, looked for some other fish, try to call up, never got bit in my secondary spot. So when I went back to my primary spot, nothing the rest of the day. Literally, I went 6 hours a day without a bite. If I didn't get them first thing, I won't gonna get them at all today. I'm expecting the same thing tomorrow. I better get them early tomorrow, based on today. I don't know what's happened to my fish up the river. I was on them Sunday. I checked them Tuesday. They weren't there. I checked them today. They weren't there. So I'm not sure. I'm letting go of that spot. So I have 2 spots left. I had 3 spots going into this event. I have 1 I'm just letting go. I have 2 more that are related to current and grass. If it's not there tomorrow, I'm going to be scrambling. I hope I can get them early again. When I got a limit today. It's the quickest limit I've ever gotten in a tournament. I believe I had a limit by 8 o'clock or so. So once I was able to get that, it really settled me down. Actually, once I got the first one, I settled down. We got our hands full. You're fishing with the big boys here. That's why I was so nervous this morning. These guys are top level. Like 12 pounds would have went a long ways in a BFL. This thing, nothing. It's like I'm in like 55th, 60th, 65th, something like that. I don't even know. Just a hair out of check range. So we got our hands full. We got a lot of work, our work cut out for us tomorrow. Not a terrible day though. On a personal level, is not bad. We were able to catch a limit here on the first day. Hopefully I'll find a way to be able to do it again tomorrow. I got a lot to do. Got to make a grocery run. I really need to make a tackle run. Diesel's $5.79 a gallon. It's an hour and 20 minutes away. I am so low on a specific worm, and I'm trying to make them last. I really am, but I need a tackle run. I need some 3/8 ounce chatterbaits. I've never been this low on tackle and not like been able to make a tackle run. Somebody can make a killing if they would just put a decent tackle shop in this area. So, but anyway, that's what's going on. Gotta go do some tinkering, do some rigging, and get a good night's sleep and hopefully get after it tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Boat number 91. Got you 91. Boat number 92. Got you 92. Boat number 93. Got you 93. Boat number 94.
Good luck to you, Jeff.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Do we have a net or?
No, sir.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, I don't use the net.
Okay.
If you need help, just call it.
No. Okay. Good job, man. Ooh, the butterball, huh? There you go, man. There you
Yes,
go.
sir. That's the biggest fish I've caught since I've been here. That's a fat one.
Good job, good job.
Yeah, that's a fat fish. It's almost 3 pounds.
That's a good little chunk. I'm surprised it's not 3 pounds.
It is 302.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. 4 more just like that.
Oh, you got another one. Good one.
Yes! It's just swimming more fish. Damn, if he had anything in his belly, he'd be almost 3 pounds too. His belly's all sunken in. Easy. Come on, see, let's go. Thank you. Every fish I catch, I get a little bit more confidence, a little bit more confidence, a little bit more confidence. I got to do it in a hurry though, because I didn't get bit here after 9 o'clock yesterday. So I got to get it done quick. Thought I had one. What I got here?
Keeper.
Little guy. Take it, man. Look at that little. I thought I had grass. He's got a broken back or something. Well, no, he's good. They're out here, Chief. Been fishing on the inside. Could never get big. Pop out here. 2 pounds. Come on. I need 2 5-pounders. We got a chance.
There you go. Good one.
Wow.
Oh yeah. We got good fish.
Do you need some help?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, be careful with your hand, man. That's a treble hook. Don't hurt yourself. He was right at the tip of that point, man.
2.5 to 4 pounder.
You're about 4, but he might be.
Yeah, man, they're using that kind of little plug.
Good Lord. Bunch of rod. Here, use my rod to snag it.
Stop. I got it.
Did the fish get you? You got a freaking fish on there too, I think. Oh. That was a good blow up.
Saw the fish. It was
A good one?
real big.
What happened with the rod? You just slipped out of your hand?
Twice that's happened this week.
What, it just slipped out of your hand? Thing just slacks its head off. When you buy them, they tell you to push it down. Oh!
Did you see the size of that fish?
I didn't see the fish, but you did it perfectly. You know, you did it perfectly. He was just...
It's the same fish. It's the same spot, same.
I mean, you waited for him. Yeah. You did it perfectly, man.
Got 63 minutes till check in. Got 2 fish in 63 minutes. And I never could get those 2 fish in the boat. So let's talk about it. This was my first ever Toyota Series event. And what's the word I want to use to describe it? Culture shock? No, not a culture shock. I would say I was a bit starstruck. Starstruck's a good way for me to describe how I felt, because you go to this event and it's just like a next level event. You look around, you see all the wrap boats, you see all the people that you watch on TV, you see the people that are, you know, studs on YouTube. You see guys that are truly pros, and you see people like Gary Yamamoto. All right, you see Brian Latimer. You just see all these people that you see all the time on social media, all the time, that are big time figures, you know, in tournament bass fishing scene. So it's you get a bit starstruck for the first time doing that. And it took me a little bit to settle down. It really did. Like I said in the video, I was so nervous and anxious in the morning. Like, I had trouble just tying my boat off at the ramp. It was just a different level. It's like, even if I go back to my very first BFL, I fished 6 years ago, like, it doesn't even compare to that. When you're making the jump from like the club level to the BFLs, the jump from the BFLs to the Toyota Series is like 3 times that. I mean, it's just different. It's a next level event. And this is my first one, and I gotta say, I love it. I absolutely love it. I can promise it won't be my last Toyota Series. And I just really love the experience. I love knowing you gotta be consistent over 2 or 3 days. I just loved everything about it. Now, as far as the actual fishing goes, I got a crash course that week on grass fishing at the Potomac. And I gotta say, I like it. Generally, I like to fish offshore. I like to sit out there in 18 foot of water, fish rock piles, isolated laydowns, brush piles with live scope. That's just the way I love to fish. But I was fishing in 1.5 to 4 foot of water all week in grass, and I really started to like it. I really started to figure it out, how to present your bait, how to be quiet, how to just, I really just started to like fishing that grass. And it's not something I've done a lot of. I've really only done it one time before this event, and that's I went down to Florida for a couple of days messing around one time. So really a crash course in it, and I really like it. It's something I want to try to continue to build on and develop skills to do. I do feel like I was throwing a bait that I had lots of confidence in, and I was running low on these worms, and I knew like on my second day of practice, I was running very low and I was getting bit on them. So I didn't even throw them the last couple of days. I was saving them, and I'm glad I did, because it paid off, especially on day one. I was able to get bit swimming a worm through that grass. And it was a specific color that it just seemed to work better. I threw the green pumpkin stuff. I threw like some watermelons, just wanted that certain specific color. I gained a lot of confidence in. So yeah, I really kind of fell in love with grass fishing, and not just that, just the Potomac in general. I think it's a phenomenal fishery. You got to kind of understand the tides, what the fish might be doing at certain times of the day. It's tough to practice. God knows it's really tough to practice a week in advance, because the tides are going to be completely backwards. So I don't even know how to really practice for a tidal fishery. You really just need to go the day before. That's when the tides are going to be closest. What you could do is you can go 2 weeks before, because the tides are like basically identical every 2 weeks. There might be just a couple of minutes difference, 2 or 3 minutes difference, but basically tides are almost identical every 2 weeks. That might be the best way to practice 2 weeks before, maybe a day before. So we got a crash course in grass fishing, got a crash course in tidal fishing. Overall, I like it. I mean, I really love fishing that Toyota series, and it's not going to be my last one. It's not even going to be my last one this year. We'll get into that in a second. But as far as how I finished, you look at the standings, it looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible, 144. But I just know that I was really close to really moving way on up. I lost a frog fish late, and I am 99% sure this was a big female on a bed. That fish was in the dirt. She could not have been any more shallow, and she wouldn't eat that frog the way she needed to. And even the time where I set the hook and the rod flies out of my hand, I think I set the frog like on her belly or something. Like I feel like I set it on her side, because when I got the frog back to me, the hooks were bent out. So I don't think she ate it. I think it was on her bed and she didn't want it there, and she knocked it off. And the same thing, I feel like that was the same exact fish, same exact spot on the second part, where she blew up on it again, but just didn't eat it. I think she just wanted it off of her bed. And that was it. That was the last opportunity that I had. Off camera, I did have another one, probably a 13-incher, blow up on it in kind of a similar spot. And so that was another fish that I lost. So I had an opportunity late in the day with about 2 hours, hour and a half to go, to finish out that limit and to really move up in the standings. And he just didn't do it. I kind of ran out of stuff to fish because I had limited experience there. And some of that might have been I was being stubborn. My co-angler was a local guy, been fishing the place for 30, 40 years, or however many years it's been, decades, let's say that. And I knew I could have asked him to take me somewhere to finish this limit. And I didn't feel like I should at that level. I feel like I needed to do this myself. That might have been a mistake, I think. Maybe I should have asked him if he had any ideas, or allowed him to take me anywhere where maybe we could have had a little bit more success. But because basically I ran out of waypoints. I was on some fish up the river. That bite evaporated. I felt really confident in it as soon as I got there in practice. Just didn't happen for me on tournament day. They weren't there. They moved. I have no idea what happened to those fish up the river. They just weren't there anymore. And I had some fish downriver close to Aquia. We're on the way to Aquia, and I was around that place in practice, and it was getting so much pressure, like an insane amount of pressure, not from just tournament anglers, but recreational anglers. And I just felt like I felt like if I ran to that spot downriver, that it was either A, somebody was going to be sitting on it, or B, it had already been beat to death. So I made the decision to stay close to where I was getting bit at in the mornings and try to figure out how to get those lazier fish to eat, during the middle of the day. And I just didn't. So that's pretty much all you can really say about it. Like I said, I loved it. I really loved the experience fishing this thing. It won't be my last. It won't be my last this year, like I said. So I'm actually prepping now to go to the next Toyota Series Northern event. I committed this year to the first two. I said I'll see how we're doing after the first two. If I decide to fish the third, I can go ahead and tell you I'm not going to fish the third. I'm way too far down in the points, but I am going to fish the second and see how it shakes out. And I'm really looking forward to going to Lake Champlain. I think that's going to be a great trip. Not just a tournament, a trip. A week of fishing on Lake Champlain for smallmouth. Just say that out loud. It sounds amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. I am looking forward to finishing out the BFL season. We got a big one on the James coming up. And then, that's it. We'll see how things shake out after all these tournaments. And, really like the Toyota Series. It's a different level of fishing. I would highly recommend, if you're at all serious about tournament fishing and any level, even if you're just like a die-hard club guy, you should just go to one of these as a co-angler. It's $500 to go as a co-angler. It's just such a great experience. MLF does a phenomenal job running these things. I've never fished a Bassmaster Open, but I know that the MLF guys do a great job at running these. I was super impressed. And then, at the level of starstruck, I'll just say that. I was very, very starstruck, but I got over that pretty quickly. Once you get out there and get your feet wet, you know that you're not really fishing against those guys, you're fishing against the fish, right? So I'm looking forward to going to the next one. I think the next one I'll be a lot more calmer and easier. I know what I'm getting into, so I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, that's it. That's all I really got to say. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll be back here soon. We got a James River event coming up. It's a big tournament for me. I got a crash course in grass fishing and tidal fishing, so at least I got that going for me, going to the James, which is another grass fishery, in certain parts anyway, and grass and tide. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time.